The mind is constantly lying to you. It lies about the past and it lies about the future. There is an awareness within you, an intelligence that has far greater abilities to lead your life than your mind does. When you close your eyes and when you breathe deep, and when you truly feel, without the stories of your mind, without what happened, and without what you tell yourself about your current life situation, or about your future, where you believe you should be going, what goals you have, how much protein you should eat, how much weight you should lose or gain, what lover you should attract, how much money you should make, how your job is or how it isn't. There is a part of you that is unaffected by any of that. Not a single story. The thing is, depending on the story that we tell ourselves, we make decisions on it. When we believe we are not big enough and we should have more muscles, we start eating more protein, more stuff to gain that stuff, to gain muscles. And then we totally forget about the intelligence of our body, what we actually require, what food we are actually pulled towards to. And we live from our mental plane. We eat from our mental plane. And not just eating. I refer to eating because it's such a basic instinct of the body. But even that we have corrupted with the mind. We live our life the entire time from the mind. And we suffer from the story that we tell ourselves about our life. We suffer a lot from it. The question is, what is that unaffected part inside of us? And what if we fall into stillness and we feel that spontaneous intelligence from deep within taking over in our life? What if we start to feel more and think less? What if we live from presence and not from the speed, the hurry, and the worry of the mind? What if we develop full trust in that intelligence that runs through us? That intelligence that is unaffected about worrying about how much money we make, or when we meet someone we love, or if we ever do, or how we look like, what other people think. What if we can become such a servant of that intelligence within us that we even lose that sense, that small sense of self, that mask, that role that we play, and we become one with that life that moves through us. And that is the goal. That might not even be a goal. It does not even have an end destination, but an experience. An experience that we can experience when we see it as an experiment. What if for 1 week you try to think as little as you can? Every time you catch yourself thinking and drifting into the past and future, you become aware of your breath, of your body. You silence everything. You let go of the stories that you tell yourself. You become more attentive, more listening to your body and to that wisdom that is within you, that spontaneity that might arise at some point, and you know that it is coming from the depth. And you just act on that, not on the rest, not on the mental stories. The mental stories are very confusing. Now, what about from that deeper sense? That sense, that intelligence that is not lying, that is not sorry. That intelligence that is not in an illusion. That intelligence that is not blinded by an illusion. An intelligence that is rooted in truth, in only what is really, really true in the moment. And it acts accordingly. So hyper precise. Really authentic. That is that part within you that's authentic. And we feel that part when our mind becomes more silent. When we become more aware of the physical body, the breath, the here and now. Because imagine living a life in which you're just chasing illusions. Depending on the story you tell yourself from the past and what happened, you set your new goals, and with a lot of enthusiasm you chase those goals, hoping that when you achieve them it will be better. You won't be as bad as your past or your present moment. It will be better, and you hope and you chase and you're in the rat race, and then you achieve it and you see that wasn't it, and then you chase the next one. What if you live a life that is all the time an illusion? And what if you awaken to that which is true? That truth might hurt in the beginning, but it liberates at the end. Truth will set you free. Jesus said it. And truth cannot live in the mind. The mind is not meant to create all these stories. The mind is a receiving station for the divine. The mind is just when it's still. When the mind is still, it is at its highest potential. When the mind is still, it works exactly as God intended it to work, as a receiving station for guidance, for divine inspiration. It catches it, it realizes it, and then it acts upon it. That is what the mind is supposed to be doing. But somehow our mind has become wild and absolutely run crazy. We have literally become mental as a society. It has become the servant, and we are taught in school to sit still, ignore our bodies, ignore our impulses, and totally use the mind to navigate this life. But we pay a huge price now. A huge price. The only way is to awaken to that intelligence within us and trust it again and use the mind as a servant to it. But the first step is to become more silent. To shut down all the noise, that Instagram, that music, for short times during the day. Be out in nature, forgetting about the past and the future, the situation. Coming from survival into the present moment, and from there on to thriving, trusting again that voice that we had as kids that is always leading us into great, great experiences. But we can only feel it when we are still, when we finally lose our mind and come to the senses. Because no matter what pain you go through now, it rarely has something to do with the present moment. It's what you tell yourself about what happened, about the person who left you, or the money you lost, or the injury you have. It is the story you tell yourself about it. It's never because you truly feel it in the present moment, just how it is. That would change a lot. So I invite you to lose your mind. Come back to your senses. As always, if you have to talk about something, if you want to, I invite you to the podcast. Or leave a comment. Or don't. Much love to you.